Yo! Since I've made a video like this for the second C viewers, I think it's time to give my third C fans some love. And I'll be showcasing 8 mistakes that I guarantee 75% of third C players have made at least one of them. I highly recommend sticking to the end of the video, so you can save yourself from making these mistakes. Compared to the previous Cs you've been in, the third C is 2 times bigger at least, and there's no main hub connecting all of the other islands like there is with the Kingdom of Rose in the second C. So if you've loaded into the third C for the very first time, you might be saying to yourself, what the fuck is all of this? It's easy to get lost in the sauce if you're new, and you feel so overwhelmed that you end up quitting the game entirely. If you've experienced this or are experiencing this exact thing right now, you gotta trust me on this. I recommend you take it slow, focus on grinding levels and reaching max level, and trust me, the rest will come naturally. Smash like on this video and let me know down in the comments section if you want me to make a quick and complete guide about the third C. If you're new to the third C, your main goal should be getting to max level ASAP. And we all know that the only way to get levels is by getting the quests and killing NPCs. But not every NPC is the same in terms of farmability, or how easy it is to farm and grind levels from an NPC. Also, just because an NPC requires more levels to farm, and gives more EXP, doesn't mean that it's better for grinding, but there are 2 criteria that make an NPC efficient to farm. The first criteria, also arguably the most important one, is the NPCs must be close together. If the NPCs are too far apart, it will cost you more time to group up the NPCs together, which will slow down your progress. And when the NPCs are too far apart and you try to group them up, some of them might teleport back to their original spot because it's way too far. The second criteria is that the NPCs should be close to the quest giver, so you can save yourself time and kill the NPCs a lot faster. Because if the quest giver is far from the NPCs, you gotta keep on walking back and forth to get the quest from the quest giver. Also, don't grind NPCs that have hella annoying attacks. Ignoring the Rip Indra boss has got to be one of the dumbest mistakes you can make in the third C. Since the third C islands are more spread out and far from each other, going from one island to another can be difficult when you're not using the portal fruit. A way to combat this problem is by using these portals, and in order to access these portals in the first place, you'll have to defeat the Rip Indra boss, which you can spawn by using a chalice, and placing it on this platform at the castle on the sea island. I will cover how to get the chalice later in this video. When the Rip Indra boss spawns, it will say a barrier has been broken on the top of your screen, and your entire screen will start to turn foggy at the same time for as long as the Rip Indra boss is still alive. So if you join a random server and your screen is foggy, then you should kill the boss before it's too late. Which is why I recommend you set your home at the castle on the sea. But when you do eventually manage to kill the boss, you will finally have access to these portals. The only downside being that you can only travel to the Turtle Mansion, Hydra Island, and the castle on the sea. But you will save so much time when traveling between these islands. All thanks to the portals. If you're grinding with the Buddha fruit, you're most likely using a fighting style to complement it. While you're at it, I recommend you grind every fighting style to 400 mastery. It might seem like a waste of time and money, but trust me gang, you're gonna save yourself a lot of time. Firstly, you should start with the V1 fighting styles like the Dark Step, Water Kung Fu, Electric, and Dragon's Breath for example. Then once you've grinded them all to 400 mastery, you should move on to their V2 counterparts, which are way better. Examples of V2 fighting styles include Superhuman, Death Step, Sharkman Karate, Electric Claw, and Dragon Talon. And once you get all of these fighting styles to 400 mastery, you can get the one and only Superhuman V2 fighting style, which is by far the best fighting style in the game for PvP. Not only will you have the best fighting style at your disposal, but you've also unlocked all of the moves of the V1 and V2 fighting styles. And on top of all that, you've saved yourself a lot of time. This feature can give insane rewards, but it's often overlooked by most players. And yes, I'm talking about the Elite Hunter NPCs. In order to kill an Elite Hunter in the first place, you'll have to go to the castle on the sea island and talk to the Elite Hunter quest giver. If he says I don't have anything for you right now, it will usually spawn again in 10 minutes, so be sure to keep on checking. But if the quest giver says this giant ass wall of text, this means that the elite pirate is alive and it will show the location of where they are at right now. If you want to know all of the spawn locations of the elite pirate, you can look it up on YouTube. I can't be bothered yapping about it for the rest of this video. But once you find the elite pirate NPC, try to kill it ASAP so that other people don't steal your kill and rewards. The elite hunter NPCs can give a lot of good rewards which can lead to even better rewards. Firstly, there is a chance you get the hunter cape/bandana. These accessories give really good buffs and are probably a lot better than the accessories you have right now. The next reward you can get is the chalice. With the chalice, you can spawn either the Do King or Rip Indra raid bosses as I mentioned earlier. Last but not least, you can get the Yama sword which you'll need for CDK. So moral of the story for everyone watching this video right now, always make sure to check the elite hunter quest giver. Because who knows, you might get something good from him. In the third sea, there is a lot of OP stuff that you could buy. And when I say stuff, I'm talking about guns, swords, fighting styles, races, yada yada yada. But what I'm trying to say is hella important you start saving your money and fragments. And stop spending it on stupid shit like fruit spins. I know you want to get a good fruit gang, but trust me, it ain't worth it. Like I know it sounds simple, but I do see people making this mistake a lot. Especially when they have their grinding setup sorted. I know in my previous video, I said to spend your spare money once you got your setup sorted. But once you reach 3rd C, you gotta start saving your money and fragments. Lock in. This one's pretty obvious. Your main goal once you reach the 3rd C is getting to max level as soon as possible, as it will unlock a lot of things and opportunities for you. But if you are getting distracted from grinding too easily, like let's say you grind for 30 minutes, you start to get bored and you get a massive urge to scroll for quick easy dopamine, and you end up distracting yourself from grinding, which will end up hurting your progress like crazy, as it will make you even less motivated to grind levels. And it's like running into a brick wall over and over again. But I get it, grinding levels is boring. And if you're bored of grinding levels, just touch some grass and take a break, gang. This one isn't really a mistake. But you should try to enjoy the 3rd C once you're maxed out. Don't forget that there are a lot of things to explore, and things that are worth grinding for. In my opinion, I think you should take it slow, and not rush everything too fast, so you don't get bored quickly. Some notable things to explore are the sea events, and the multiple quest lines, such as the Race V4 questline for example. And don't get me started about all of the overpowered endgame items you can get. And once you get all of these endgame items, you can take them into PvP. Or another thing you can do is build up your fruit inventory, either by trading or doing services for other people. And if you lock in, you might be able to get your dream permanent fruit without having to spend a single dime. The opportunities are endless. That is why Blox Fruits is unlike any other game in Roblox and the first of its kind. But yeah boys, that's the end of the video. Make sure to comment any more mistakes that you've made in the 3rd C that I didn't get to cover in this video. Also if you've learned a thing or two, you should definitely like and subscribe for more videos like this. But anyways, Floppish out.